Twin flame success story. Today I want to share with you a success that a client of mine had, and she agreed that I may share. Of course, everything is anonymous, but what is a twin flame success story? Well, a twin flame success story, and one of you posted it the other day in a comment, is everything where people realize that it's about working on themselves and achieving successes within that work they do on themselves, where they become the true selves they are, where they find peace within, where they are able to leave an unsatisfactory situation they might be in. That is twin flame success, because the other person, your twin flame, just triggers that in you, that you are fed up with betraying your own self, you're not being true to yourself, and they trigger you into you having a hard, deep look at your life, at yourself, at your situation on every level, and that you make then the according changes. So let's speak about this success story of that client of mine, right? So she came to me having met her twin flame, but as most of my clients, by the way, she was not married, but in a very committed, long-term relationship with her partner. They have 3 children, and yeah, that was just the situation. It was like, okay, this is, we have a house, we have a garden, we have 3 kids, we have been together for 15 plus years. That's how it goes, right? We're not going to question anything there, because I said yes to this, so let's get through with that, right? Boom comes in, the twin flame comes in, makes you question everything, as they do, because it's not just a fling, it's not just an affair, it's not just whatever it is, it's something much more powerful that makes you, that touches you at the core of your being, that makes you not ever want to not see that person ever again. It's just one of a kind, and a one of a kind encounter for all of those who don't know yet, who haven't met their twin flame, that shakes you up like nothing else. So that's what happened to her, and needless to say, after being shooken up, how is that said? Shaken up, she then, of course, had to have a deep look at her life circumstances, at all of her relationships, right? It involves all the relationships that you ever had in your life, that you're asked to look at, with your dad, with your mom, with your siblings, with your best friend, which often isn't even that good of a friend as it turns out, with your husband, with your boss, with your job, with your health, with everything. It triggers all these questions within you, this questioning within you. So her looking at her current partner, she had to be really honest, become honest with herself, and by being honest, she realized that the things she then started to see, and seeing him, seeing them as a relationship, as a couple, they had always been there. It wasn't that like they came out of nowhere, out of left field all of a sudden. Oh my gosh, my relationship is horrible all of a sudden. It's like, no, if I'm honest, it's always been that way. It's always been there. I always had these doubts. We never agreed on these core things. We never wanted the same out of life. We never really agreed how to educate our kids. Whatever it is, it's like it's always been there. I just thought you go through it, you are sort of being brave, and you don't complain, you don't whine. That's what married life is like, or committed relationship life is like. It's normal to not agree, it's not normal to not have the same values, it's normal to not have the same outlook on life, it's normal to not always want to sleep with him, but then you just get on with it, and whatever, it's past is fast, who cares, right? That's normal. Yeah, maybe, that's what 100 years ago, people did in marriages. It's just like, okay, that's what you do, you don't really get a divorce. But now, no, it doesn't have to be that way. And as I said, the things were always there, but it's all of a sudden she wasn't willing to take them anymore. She wasn't willing to say yes to them anymore, and to go, oh well, that's what it is. Soon I'll be 60 or 70, and then this life is over. So yeah, time will pass fast. It's okay, I'm not making a joke. There's people who think like that, and probably not too many. So she realized, okay, I gotta go. I gotta be honest. I have to be honest with myself, then be honest with him, and be honest with the kids. And oh my gosh, I can't do this. And luckily, there's me who helps you guys with that. I didn't know, like someone lately called me jokingly, I was a separation coach or a divorce. How did she put it? A divorce coach or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's an insult. And then I was like, it's true. I help so many people through this delicate moment. And I didn't ever think I was particularly good at that. But I think I am, because as I'm going to tell you, that's why it's a success story. It went so well for her. Everything worked out perfectly. And of course, it freaks you out at first. You're like, I can't do this to my kids. I can't do this to him. I can't do this to my parents-in-law. I can't do this to my mom. I can't, like, they're all gonna freak out. By the way, whenever you think everyone's gonna freak out, that's never the case. In my professional experience with people, it's never the case that everyone freaks out. It's always the contrary of everyone is like, basically, I told you so. Or everyone is like, oh, now I can admit that I never really saw what you saw in him. Now I can admit that I've been thinking for a while that you should get a divorce. It's like, oh, wow, thanks for telling me. Finally, you're like opening up with how you see my relationship. That's really nice. Why didn't you tell me like 10 years ago, right? So don't worry about everyone else. That's anyway the lesson, right? That you're not staying in a relationship all your life for the sake of not disappointing anyone else. No, this is about choosing yourself. So as I said, for her, it went wonderfully. People saw it coming. He saw it coming. It's never one, like, your husband is not stupid, or your partner or your girlfriend, whatever it is, wherever you think I can't do this to them, they know. They know, maybe on an unconscious level or more subconscious level, but they know something's off. They're unhappy too. They're actually unhappy too, because they don't get what they want out of the relationship either. They have different values than you. They see that too. They're sick of convincing you to, go fishing on Sunday, where they're like, oh my gosh, it would be so nice if I had someone who loved fishing too. They are aware of that too. That doesn't come out of the blue to them at all. They can read you, feel you. They're your closest person physically, hopefully also emotionally, and they can see that something's been brewing and going on for years, right? So you're not breaking someone's heart, as you often feel like you're doing. So anyways, back to the success story. I said everything went wonderfully, and by that I really mean that he was super cooperative. Of course, I coached her into all of these things, right? Because she's actually the one creating even the separation scenario, right? That doesn't just happen to her. She creates her life, her reality. So however that goes, that separation is in her hands. It's not just happening to her. She's the core, at the core of it. She's the god of her universe, right? So everything went beautifully. And I'm not saying there wasn't like hiccups or little moments where it could have gone left or right, and where it wasn't like delicate to go, oh, now your son is starting to, act out and go, I don't like this, what is this? And it's like, okay, let's, look at this. Let's recreate him, right? Law of assumption. Let's choose how you want him to behave. Oh my gosh, that worked wonderfully. So overall, it was just I'm not exaggerating. It was one harmonious process of separating emotionally, materially, like who takes what, who stays in the house, who moves out, all of that. Emotionally, what I said emotionally, right? Emotionally, materially, I meant something else. It's just on every level, it was like heaven on earth. Honestly, it's like, this is how easy a separation can go. This is how beautifully it can go. This is how satisfactory it is for everyone involved. No one has to act out. No one has to lose out. No one is the loser. No one is heartbroken. No one is in the dumps. And no one is the loser. All these things, right? It doesn't have to be that way. It can be a peaceful, beautiful process. And that's what it was for her. So that was a huge step for her on the twin flame journey. We call it a twin flame journey. Someone who's not aware of twin flames wouldn't call it like that, and it doesn't have to call it like that. It's a process of self-discovery, and within that process of self-discovery, one important step was to realize that I am not who I'm pretending to be. I am not that perfect partner for this person. I'm not a match. I'm actually not a match for this person. And this person isn't a match for me. So there's two unhappy people here. There's two people who actually know, unconsciously or consciously know, that their true match exists, that their one true love does exist, that someone who shares the same hobbies, same values, same everything, that person exists. And it's about being courageous and being true to themselves, as I said, to go, I'm not going to compromise on my values anymore, on my outlook on life, on what I want for my happiness, on what I want to experience, where I want to go in life, where I see my life going. I don't want to compromise on that anymore and force myself into a model of life that isn't mine. And the other person can feel that they have to force me into it, and it's not fun for them. They wish they had their twin flame. They wish they knew that person that, as I said, by themselves chooses the same things they want to do. How amazing would that be? So in order for that to have a possibility to happen, to have a real, so it can happen, you have to be courageous and go, okay, let me start with cleaning up the old, you know. By the way, the e-course, the online course I have is also, there's an important, like, it starts with that. It's sort of letting go of the old in order for you to make room for the new. You have to let the old go. And that's not always easy, but that to me is a twin flame success story, because it's not just happy reunion with your twin that is the success. It's all of these little steps, these mini, let's say mid successes you reap along the way. It's like Super Mario, right? That takes a diamond here and a mushroom here and a flower over there and 100 points there, and then he shoots down his brother. No, that's not how it goes. How does Mario Bros go? I don't know. That's like so old. You guys all play something else, right? You play, yeah, I don't know the names anymore, but anyway, you know, you grab so much on the path to your true union with your true love, but these steps are not less than the final goal. It's about the journey, not about the destination, like so many times. You're not going to take a plane just to get to the destination. You can enjoy the ride, you can enjoy the flight, you can watch movies on the flight, you can eat for free. I always say the plane is the best thing. You don't even have to get up to go to the fridge. People bring you your food. You don't even have to get up at all. If you don't, only have to go to the toilet. But if you don't have to go to the toilet, you can just sit there for hours and do whatever. You don't have to do a thing. Plus you're fed and given beverages. I love it. Okay, so that much. So it's about the journey. Enjoy the journey and enjoy your twin flame journey successes, just like my client did. If I can help you on your journey, if I can bring you food and beverage and help you see your blocks and your limiting beliefs and your poor self-concept and your crappiness at loving yourself, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to support you, and I send so much love to you. Bye, guys.